Hello everyone, my name's FlareBlitzed here and welcome back to the remake of Paranoiac. Now in the last time we saw some new scenes that we've never seen before within Paranoiac because this is the remake and some things have changed around since its original. Including getting chased down by the monster within the streets, ending up into a police station where they haven't been able to find any monsters, and soon another personnel will probably say the same thing as well. Alongside the fact that there's no strands of hair within the printer or the sink itself, so it might give an idea of what Miki is suffering through. But let's go through what is the remaining sections of the game. So we've got another key, so I am only thinking that the key is used to unlock this door. Not that door, so it must be another door. Which areas have I not unlocked yet? Which would be a nice thing to unravel. So we've got... this is where we stay. This is where we go poo-poo. Or pee-pee, depending on what scenario it is. That door's there. That door's there. Or maybe we just can't use it yet. That could be a thing. We just can't use it yet. Ah, must be this one. What the... oh, could be this one then. There we go. We have unraveled this particular object. A bedside table. There are contraste tips in the drawers. I don't know how to pronounce that. I butchered it, and there's something within the bed. Look at that. There's a little bump. There's some kind of a lump in the sheets. There's something underneath. Fold back for sheets. Oh, it's a little doll. A doll. Can we take the doll? Check the doll. The doll's holding something in its hand. Is it a key? Obtain a key. I thought so. What is it with all these keys just lying about? It's almost like if it's a video game scenario, this is. But this could also happen in real life. Not in this particular order, but you know what I mean. Different kind of events. Oh, this room looks a little torn to pieces. Short shelves. There's a Kana chart for children on the wall. Ooh. What's going on here? We have ourselves a puzzle here. So, looking at this, it would seem to be that Eureka goes through this chart. So we've got 8. Then U, so YU, then we need to look for RI, so that's 9. And then KO is 2. So we've got 8, 9, 2. But then again, we're missing some numbers. Or it could be because we need to count. So it's probably 8, 9, 2, 1. So no, 8. Yeah, 8, 9, 2, 3, 2, 5. Let me just write this down real quick. So, believe it would be either way round. So it could be the position it is in on the top of the canner, and then after you counted all those up, then you look at the numbers on the side. So you've got 8, then you've got 9, and I've already said this already. Then you've got 2, and then look at where YU is sideways, so that's 3, and then 2, and then 5. I believe that's how it would go, or it would be 3, 2, 9, 8, 9, 2. That could be the thing that helps us along. The curtains are torn up. Filthy... filth cleans to the wall. Okay. Filth or just torn wallpaper sheets. A crib, it's collecting dust. Gosh, it's collecting a baby amount of dust. I know, that's stupid. Real stupid. But I think we may be able to open the safe. I think anyways. A safe. So we've got 8, 9, 2, 3, 2, 5. How do you confirm? Oh, you got these as well. Then again, maybe... Okay. Asterisk 8, 9, 2, 3, 2, 5, hash. Still not getting it right. Asterisk 8, 3, 9, 2, 2, 5, hash. Okay, I did things in the wrong order. I thought that there was a error when it came to where they were in the position of the chart in comparison to the translator's notes. But I just did things in the wrong order. So with YU, you have to put both of those numbers together. And then obviously RI would be 9, 2. And then KO would be 2, 5. So it goes like that. Rather than thinking that you have to do things one at a time. Right. When you gaze long into the abyss also gazes into you. Surely it's me who's in the abyss. Stuck the note in my diary. Nice to know that all that hard work gives us a little bit of a note. A note. Just a note. That's it, a note. And I realise where we need to go next. It's this way. This way, hovely dovely do. Let's just turn this off. There we go. Don't need that anymore. I just need to look at the translated notes because I was a bit confused for a while. And I realised it just came to me. Came to me out of nowhere. Let's see. Right. Look into the abyss. And the abyss shall also gaze into you. An old well. It doesn't seem to have any water. Is there something stuck? Is there something stuck to be inside? It's too dark to really see. Use the flashlight. Is that a key? Reach for it. That's a bad idea. Just a little more. Obtain a key. Wah! We slipped. We went too far. Oh dear. Ow. No way. I fell in. It's so far to the top. I can't climb up there. Hello? Is there anyone around? People... My neighbours think I'm going to be trapped somewhere. Somebody! Help me! Somebody! Oh no. What do I do? Let's look around for a little bit, shall we? There's a gash in the wall there. The wall here looks kind of fragile. There's a crack on it. Maybe I'll try wetting it with rock. I could certainly make footholds to climb up. Or just make a hole in the wall. Whoa, it crumbled. Is it all hollow behind here? Enter the hole. It's so dark, I can't see a thing. It seems to continue, but it's dangerous to walk like this. You know you've got your flashlight, you know. Ah, here we go. Just walk around like this. What is this place? Is there really this huge space by the wall? By the well, sorry. I can't believe it. But it's possible it might lead to the surface. I'll try walking down it. Just keep going, okay? That sound. It can't be. It is what you think it is. No! Leave me be. I don't want you to keep running towards me. Please don't. I don't want to be exercised. Go on to the next life. Not yet. I still have so many romantic novels to write. Please. At this very point in time, I found a wonderful set of inspirations to write something. Oh, we're submerged. Hi. Oh dear. What's with all these? Oh, rope! That's no good. A set of legs. And we make it back to square one. Oh dear. We made it back to square one. Nobody's at home, unfortunately. Miss Takamura, are you there? Miss Takamura! Maybe she's out. I want to go for dinner together, but oh well, never mind that. Oh, don't. Mr. Miura? Mr. Miura! Oh. Miss Takamura, what are you doing down there? Are you okay? My foot slipped. Help me. Just hold on a second. I'll look for a rope. Yes. Whew. Are you okay, Miss Takamura? You don't seem hurt, but... There's a shadow under her eyes. Miss Takamura, what's wrong? Enough. I hate this. I want to go home. But this is home. A monster? There's a monster in this house? Really? Since the day I moved in, some kind of black shadow's been stubbornly chasing me. Just earlier, even, it was chasing me around that cave in the well. Once I finally got free, I passed out. And it's not just the monster. There's been hair in the water, in the fax machine, the piano playing itself. I tried to escape outside once, but there was no use either. It kept following me. That's why I asked the police for shelter. I can't take this anymore. I can't help but be scared. It's admittedly hard to believe. It's true. I'm not telling you lies. I wouldn't claim something so stupid. No, I trust you, Miss Takamura, but it feels a bit too occult, say. I can't quite believe that a monster like that really exists. Okay, I understand. Stay at my place for today. Huh? Are you sure? I lived across from here for 5 years and never met such a monster, so you should be fine there. And maybe if I'm with you, it might not show up, you know. I think it's worth a shot. While you're over there, I'll also take a look around the house. If anything pops out, I'll strike it down. With my big, strong arms. But isn't that a bother? Absolutely not. It's fine. Leave it to me. And take it easy today. You've been through a hell of a lot. Your room's very clean. Well, I'm a guy living alone, so I just don't have much stuff. Travel light. By the way, Miss Takamura, may I ask you a thing or two? You mentioned having an illness. What kind of illness is it? Sorry if I'm being rude. Depression. I take antidepressants right now, and I'm being waited on for work. I see. All the more reason to rest up. Leave a monster to me. Thank you very much. Also, about Miss Seiki. Did she die of an illness? Even with her strange behaviour, she never looked unhealthy to me, so I was surprised and thought it odd when I heard she passed. My aunt killed herself in that house. It was suicide? I didn't know. Why would she do such a thing? She got married about 10 years ago and started living in that house. 3 years later, she got pregnant. She and her husband were very glad. But the child was stillborn. My aunt kept blaming herself. My uncle got tired of trying to support her and left the house. Ever since, she acted strange. She started saying she was constantly being watched and berated. After my uncle left, my mum and I were her only family. We should have supported her, but we couldn't. My mum has terrible hysteria. Ever since I was little, she had something against her little sister. When my aunt came to my mum for help, Mum called her crazy and a murderer. She said she wanted nothing to do with her. I was afraid of my mum, so I pretended not to see any of it, even though I knew my auntie's pain. If I'd been brave, supported my aunt, and taken her to a hospital, I'm sure it wouldn't have gone like that. That day 3 years ago, I went to that house without Mum knowing. I was worried for my aunt. She'd hung herself in the study, then the rope snapped and my aunt fell to the floor. Mum didn't want the house. She hated the idea of even touching it. She didn't want to be reminded of my aunt. But when I was diagnosed with depression, my mum suggested I go there because it was a good house for the crazies. Maybe my mum was thinking that I might as well die there too. How awful. How could someone treat their own daughter so cruelly? To say nothing of your illness. My mum's not a bad person. She's hysteric. But what she says isn't wrong. She's just strict, doesn't mince her words, and she tells me the right thing. I'm always spacing out. With an occupation as unstable as writing, it must irritate her to see. I just need to get it together, that's all. If I get over my depression and get on track with work, my mum's done nothing wrong. But driving her recuperating daughter out of the house, that doesn't seem right for a mother to do, I'd say. I'm sorry. I've gone on saying too much. I know it's not pleasant. It's alright. You've had it really rough. Please take care of yourself. I'll go look around your house. Make yourself a home here. It's getting late, so sleep whenever you can use that bed there. No, I shouldn't. The floor is fine with me. No, don't be ridiculous. Someone so pretty can't sleep on the floor. Anyway, I'll sleep on the floor. Don't we have a sofa here? That was on the list of paranoiac objects here in this house last time around. So you take the bed, Miss Takamura. Well then. That slipped. That last part... Miss Miura, you really are a good person. It calms me to talk to him. He's a good person for you. A small trash can. There's a laptop on the desk. There's also an open architecture book. Is this a proposal for work on the screen? I probably shouldn't look too close. No, not at all. Not at all. A small bookcase with technical books on architecture. I wonder what Mr. Miura's job is. With all these architecture books, maybe it's architectural design? Something related around that area. A television with a film, DVDs and games on a rack. I haven't watched any movies at all lately. I should go see something sometime. Indeed, takes your mind away from any particular monsters. There's tea and pears on the table. That's right, I didn't eat all these pears. Those pears, sorry. They haven't gone bad yet. Have they? Questions oneself. A coat hanger. There's an outfit hanging from it, sorry. Is this tennis wear? So Mr. Miura plays tennis. That probably explains his hamstring injury or tendon injury, something like that. Using your wrists a lot. A large trash can. A prefab kitchen. It's really clean, or rather, it's hardly seen to be used at all. Does Mr. Miura not cook for himself? Well, if you're given a lot of pears, then surely you would use those up first. After all, fruits are perishable substances. A refrigerator. There's a shopping list up on it. That's actually kind of cute. I wonder, is Mr. Miura younger than me? A shoe shelf? Shoe shelf? An uni bathroom. Come to think of it, what about bathing? Maybe go to a public bath tomorrow. A closet. I better not go opening it. That sounds good to me. Do not open the opposite gender's closet. That's a fancy lamp. Mr. Miura has good taste. And a trash can. I should rest, but I feel bad about using his bed. Sleep up. She's sleeping soundly. That's good. Didn't see anything strange at the house. Just has a bit of a creepy atmosphere. I need to have Miss Takamura go back there soon enough, but she's so machinated, I'm worried. Don't want her depression getting any worse. I wonder what I should do. What can I even do? Hello? Anyone there? What? Auntie? Are you there? Oh, this is in the past. Auntie, it's Miki. I came to see you. I'm coming up, okay? Miki, that's... flashes. Loads of flashes. Yeah, this is definitely in the past, but safe isn't unlocked. Stop giving me all this fuzziness. Okay, we can't go outside. I think all of the doors are locked too. That's not locked. That's not locked. Usually the toilet and the bathroom are literally in the same room. That's not locked. That's locked. That's locked. Definitely an event in the... Don't what? Don't go. Don't open it. Oh no. Oh. Auntie. Oh. I'm glad that snapped. It could... Ah! This is my house. Why? Why am I back? That can't be. Could it be Mr. Miura? Did he bring me back here while I was sleeping? No. I think there's another possibility. No, don't want to be here another second. I have to go to Mr. Miura's house. Yeah, that's a great idea. How do we end up here? I highly doubt he carried you all the way across the street. I think there must be some sort of explanation behind all this. Like maybe you sleptwalked here or something like that. Yikes. Feet. No, some people really do not like feet. Is this it? Open, please open up. Well then. No, stay away. Just stay away. That's not happening, Chief. Oh, we can hide in here. It's not there, Chief. What next? Oh, we can... Let me... You wouldn't let me! It wouldn't let me select it! It's too far away. Right, let's try again. It won't let me select that location. Or maybe under the piano. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the deal. It's pointing upwards. Okay, hide under the piano. Yeah, that's where the monster was once originally. When it grabbed my leg. Not there, Chief. Let's go somewhere else. No, nothing there. I like the fact that it points out hiding places rather than just lets you guess. Definitely far less obtuse when it comes to the hiding mechanics. I like that. That's great. Nowhere. Everywhere. Somewhere. Could be. Anywhere. In here. No, out there. Maybe in here. I think we did. I think we did. Because in the old version you had spots where it's an instant KO, whereas other spots it would just allow you to escape, and then there's only one spot which you can hide successfully. Yeah, that's good. In the previous version you was able to save during the chase scene, which is a brothel of hell, because you could literally save right next to the monster and you would have no chance of being able to run away. That's it. That's one. Oh, it's morning now. Thank goodness. Why did Mr. Miura put me back here? Why didn't he say anything? Sure enough, he didn't believe me. Naturally, if it weren't happening to me, I'm sure I wouldn't either. But I wish you would made it clear that I was a bother, but I wouldn't try to rely on him. It sure does hurt, knowing so clearly that I've been deserted. This is the key that was within the well. I forgot I still had it. I think the only door still locked is the one in the entryway. I wonder what room that could be. Day 6. Let's get cracking. Let's get rolling with this then, shall we? See what's down in the basement. Can't believe she would hide it in the well in such a place where you would fall over. Maybe Miki's auntie is taller than her. It's too dark. It's too dangerous to go ahead like this. Fine, I'll put on the flashlight. Oh, look at this room. 3 girl dolls are lined up on the shelf. They all look handmade. 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 Large stuffed lion. A stuffed fox and tanuki. They look handmade. A stuffed pig, it looks handmade. Stuffed cat and sheep, it looks handmade. A stuffed alligator, it looks handmade. There's a stuffed bear by the sewing machine. It seems handmade. And a panda and a chicken. Dog and chick. Stuffed rabbit. Scraps of cloth and yarn in the trash. Small desk is a sewing machine and sewing tools. I wonder if there's something odd with the floor. Oh, lamp? Oh, it seems broken and won't turn on. So there's nothing else down here. Nothing that we can grab. Nothing that gets our attention. Check everywhere again, but I don't think there's anything else. 3 girls. Stuffed lion. Fox. Pig. Sheep. Alligator. Sewing machine. Bear. I think that one's currently being sewn. Or was being sewn. No reason to go outside. Right, then what can we do in this particular scenario? Because there's nothing down there. Like, we've looked everywhere and inspected every single aspect. The only other thing I can suggest is something to do with a rug, but there was nothing that was uplifted. Let's check it again. Let's inspect every square. What about the middle itself? Nothing I can see. Nothing at all. Diary. We've done that. Done that. Done that. Done that. Done that. Okay, so there's nothing else there which can help us, so we're kind of on our own at this point in time. We can't go outside. Oh, maybe the phone. Let's try going to the phone. Nope. Okay. Nothing along those lines. Well, doesn't seem to have any water. That's fine. Ugh, gosh. I am struggling. Check the panda doll. We've already done that, though. Maybe we need to go back to it? Possibly? Anything? Something? I don't know. We don't know, but just looking at the translator's notes again, and it's just, why would you inspect something, then exit the room, and then go back to the same spot, and then something's The panda's fallen over. There's something written on the wall. I couldn't see it behind the stuffed animal. Noted it in my diary. Right, so what is the written thing that you have just yoinked down in the diary? And somehow you had a pen on you. 2LNYZ4. Okay, 2LNYZ4. 2LNYZ4. Repeat it after me, folks. 2LNYZ4. Where the heck is this computer? 2LNYZ4. 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 Enter. There we go. There's only one file. Diary. Oh, this is a fancy way of looking at it. Windows XP style. Expecting 5th of May. And it's a sunny day as well. I visited the gynecologist today. The doctor gave me a big smile and told me the infertility treatment has been must have worked. Apparently I'm 2 months pregnant. I was so happy I called him during work without thinking. Thankfully he was just as glad. I should contact my sister soon too. Next page. Oh, right. Oh, yeah, it's left and right. Good. I went to my sister's house and told her the news. Sure enough, she looked displeased. She accused me of having kids just so my rich husband wouldn't desert me. I'm not sure when she came to hate me so much. It must have been Mum and Dad's death, and to think I'm grateful to her more than anyone for raising me. I was half driven out of my sister's house, but little Miki came up to me and whispered congrats. It made me really happy. Panda complete. I've been making lots of stuffed animals lately. That and clothes for the baby. I want to make them soon. If the baby's a boy, he might not want stuffed animals. I would have stuffed animals if I was given them. I could give them to the kids in the neighbourhood instead. No title. And it's been snowing. I haven't felt any movement in it a while. I had an ultrasound and the baby wasn't moving at all. I never heard its first cry. It was a boy who looked just like his father. There was a funeral and a cremation. I'm scared to talk to him now. I'm certain he'll call me a killer, but it's my fault the baby died. My sister laughed at me over the phone. A thoughtless, brazen woman like you couldn't be a parent anyhow, so it's for the best. That's what she said. Your sister is a horrible human being, and Miki's mom, who's the same person, is a horrible human being. He left. I can't move forward if you're with me. I want to raise a happy family of you, but you've gone insane, so he said, and so he left. All I have left is a house. The neighbours are spreading rumours I'm a killer. Even the newspaper and TV say I am. So do the stuffed animals I'm sewing. Everyone has it out for me. I'm surrounded by people who hate me. Everyone's out to kill me. I locked all the rooms. I hid all the keys. I talked to my sister and she called me crazy. A crazy person who should die. Even Miki... She did not say that! Even Miki told me to die. I think I should die too. I wanted to die. Jumped and broke my leg. People in blue clothes, police caught me. Then people in white clothes confined me, doctors. I finally made it out of a white building. Now's my chance. If I'm too slow, I'll be killed. The rope should be in the storeroom. That's the last page. Miki never said that. Auntie. From the day of the stillborn to the day she killed herself, I hardly met Auntie. I only heard from Mum that she'd gone mad. I didn't want to visit her. Mum stopped me, telling me I shouldn't, so I didn't have the courage. But still, I wanted to see her, so I came to this house that day, and then... I didn't know until I read her diary, how Auntie slowly lost her mind, and chose death. I never said you should die. Even my mum may have despised you, but she never said to die. I didn't. Did I? I'm sure I wouldn't have. Really? I really didn't say it. What did I say to Auntie? What did I talk about with Auntie? How did I treat her? What kind of person was she? What did Auntie's face look like? No, that's her face when she died. No, I don't want to remember that. That's right. Whenever I try to think about Auntie, I always picture this face. That's why I try not to think about her. Auntie liked to sew. She was good at piano. She liked to read. She was kind to me, her niece. I knew information like that. Well, I keep hearing her heartbeats. But Auntie's face, voice, words, what we talked about, what we did, I can't recall any memories. This isn't right. I should have lots of memories, but I can't remember a single thing. It's because I never thought about her. I'm sure I'm forgetting something really important about Auntie. What is it? Remember, what did I think of Auntie? And the door went off. Cut you off for your thought process. What are you going to say to our neighbour? What are you going to say to him? Mr. Miura. Mr. Miura. Hello, thanks for last night. So, how did it go? Nothing happened, I assume. Sure enough, you don't believe me. Huh? I'm not really surprised that you don't believe me, but still, why would you be so awful as to take me back here in my sleep? Miss Takamura, tell me if I'm a bother. You could have just told me, but this is just too cruel. Instead, inside you're laughing at me, thinking I'm saying weird things because I'm depressed and just pretending to be helpful. Miss Takamura, please calm down. What, are you going to make fun of me again? Calm down, please. Didn't you tell me you were going home by yourself last night? Huh? Don't you remember? You woke up in the middle of the night and said you'd be fine to go home. The stuff you're not remembering. Miss Takamura, what's the matter? Oh, do you need to use the toilet? I'll be fine now. I'm going home. I'm going back home. That was rather sudden. It's late at night. You should stay. Even if it's just across the street, it's dangerous. It's fine. After all, it is my house. Creepy. Is she okay? Well, if she says it's fine, I suppose it's fine. That can't be. I didn't do that. I was sleeping all last night. Miss Takamura. There's something I wish to say about this monster and these events. I don't think you're lying, Miss Takamura. However, I can't believe that there's a monster in this house. If you were chased by a monster nightly, you'd expect some traces to be left, but as far as I saw looking yesterday, there was nothing of the sort. I was descending into the well, and there's no cave there, nor the hole you said you opened. That can't... It's true. So I started thinking, could the monster you saw and the events you experienced all be a hallucination or delusion? A hallucination? Delusion? What does your depression come from? It may be your mum's hysteria, or perhaps the stress of work. Or perhaps it's a sense of guilt with regard to Miss Saiki. Guilt toward my aunt? Miss Saiki became ill from the guilt of causing her child to die. She heard things, developed a persecution complex, wondered, and screamed strangely. Perhaps it's the same for you. Are you seeing strange things out of guilt for not saving Miss Saiki? That's not right. It wasn't a hallucination. I couldn't imagine it. But is there any other explanation? If you really are hallucinating, you need to be seen at a hospital. Not to disturb you, but I just don't want you to end up like Miss Saiki did. Please leave. It's my problem. I'll handle it myself. Miss Takamura! Tell me, please, what do you really think is going on? Maybe you're right, Mr. Miura. Maybe it is a delusion. I never quite considered it. I'll go to the hospital tomorrow. I feel like my depression is only going to get worse, too. I'm glad you understand. I hope you get better soon. Excuse me, if anything happens, I'll come rushing. Running. Yes, it's just a hallucination. That monster couldn't possibly exist. I'll go to the hospital tomorrow for sure, and I should take my pills for today. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's just a delusion. It's nothing really there, it's all in your mind. It's all in your mind. It's all in your mind. I'm out of pills. It's okay. I may be uneasy for now, but I'll go to the hospital tomorrow and get myself checked. And I'm sure my fear and anxiety will be taken care of. It'll be okay. The phone's ringing off. Hello? Oh, hi. Oh, Miki, are you okay? What? You told me there was a problem and you wanted to go home. Did you take care of it? And what was it? Anyway, if you can talk about it, tell me. Oh, now you're starting to... Miki? What is it? Are you crying? It's nothing. I was just a little lonely. Sorry for acting strange the other day. I see. That's fine, I suppose. Cool if anything comes up. Well then. I can't tell her I'm hallucinating. If I do, she's definitely going to berate me like she did to Auntie. If I go to the hospital and get treated, I'm sure I can go back to life as normal. I'm sure. It's okay. There's no monster. There really isn't. I've realised it's all in my head, so I won't see a monster anymore. It's okay. It's okay. But you hear crying? I'm hearing things. This isn't really a voice, because it's just me in this house. I'm just hearing things, right? I must be, right? Yes, it's all in your head. This again. No. This isn't real. I'm just imagining it. Yes, just a delusion born from my guilt. Because I let Auntie die. If I had helped her, Auntie wouldn't have killed herself. I killed my auntie. It was my fault. Auntie. This is fantasy. This isn't real. Novelist Miki Takamura dies mysteriously. Discovered by neighbors, gouged wounds all over her body. Suspect suicide. Shinji, this is not your fault at all. You couldn't have done anything to prevent this. This road. Come to think of it, I walked down here with Miss Takamura. It still doesn't feel real. We talked just a few days ago. I can't believe Miss Takamura's gone. Suicide is just unthinkable. She was so covered in blood. I'd sooner believe it was a monster's doing. But if she was under enough stress, maybe she could have taken to extreme self-harm. If it was suicide. Why didn't I show more concern for Miss Takamura? She told me all about her hardship and I thoughtlessly deemed it a delusion. I didn't consider her feelings. I left Miss Takamura to die. If I'd helped her, surely she wouldn't have. Because of me, Miss Takamura... It passes on from one person to another. This guilt started with the aunt, and then Miki, and now Shinji. But maybe it's my imagination. That's Miki, that is. The colour of the shadow was different. Rather than being purple, it was red. Whew. That was something, wasn't it, folks? I love the fact that this game has new scenes into it. It's not just a refurbished version of original, it's actually made very differently. Even though it has the same basic scenario and the same story, the different events that transpires is different, and well, not different events that transpires, but the in-between events from the start to the finish is different. It's very nice, but we have the other choice. What if we tell Shinji that there is indeed a monster that's chasing us? Let us accept the monster rather than deny it. Let us embrace the monster rather than have it consume us. End. The bad end. Load. Ah, we're all the way back here, that's fine. I, Mr. Miura, believe that there really is a monster. I can't even consider that it's just a hallucination or delusion. You can only say that because you haven't seen it for yourself. It really is a monster. Miss Takamura, just leave. Get out. I don't want to see you or anybody. Leave me alone. Pardon me. That thing is no hallucination. I may be depressed, but I've never had symptoms like that before. Besides, I have my pills. Come to think of it, I haven't taken my pills yet today. I should go do that. Casting your friend aside there. Oh dear. That's no good. Now we have Mum to take care of. Any more hairs? These stupid pills. I keep taking them, but they don't help at all. I'm done with you. Now Mum's turn to harass us. Hello? Oh, Miki, are you okay? What? You told me there was a problem and you wanted to go home. Did you take care of it? And what was it, anyway? If you can talk about it, tell me. Miki, what is it? Are you crying? Mom, help me, please. There's a monster in this house. It's trying to kill me. You're the only person I can ask. Help me, please. Come get me. I want to go home. Let me go home. You laugh hysterically. Mom, I just knew you were crazy. Just like Eureka. Jerked around by stupid delusions. I always thought you were like her. So weak and prone to fantasizing. Of course you'd end up crazy too. Mum? Don't call me again if that's what you'll say. I don't want anything to do with crazies. Just do whatever you want. I'm not reading that out loud. She won't believe me. But it's true. I haven't gone crazy. It's not delusion. There really is a monster. I have nowhere to run to. No one to depend on. But I haven't lost it. Really. I have to prove it. I'll figure this out myself. I won't let that thing catch me. Crying. I hear crying. Where? Where is it coming from? from the study. Hi there, Auntie. What is this? It can't be. This shadow. Don't let it consume you. No! And now I have to escape. Have to run somewhere. We only have one chance. It's a dead end. There's nowhere to hide. No, please stay back. Stay away. Huh? Miki. Aw. That's a lovely little bear. Why is my name on it? Why do you always come to tell me everything? I don't care about any child of yours. Sorry, sister, but you filled the role of a mother to me, so I just wanted to let you know. This child seems really lively. It's a rather late born, so I was anxious, but... Unlike you, I'm a busy woman. Don't come to me about worthless things. I'm going to work now, so I'll ask you to leave. Oh. Miki Takamura. Oh, Miki, you're home. Hi, Mum. Has Auntie come by? I'm off to my night shift. Go out and eat something with Eureka. Here, take the money. See you later. Hello there. Oh, it's little Miki. Long time no see. Are you done with school for today? Glad everyone's got portraits. Yeah. Hey, is the baby going to be a girl? We don't know yet, but I get the feeling it will be. So I'm making them lots of stuffed animals. If it's a boy though, maybe he wouldn't want stuffed animals. I don't think so at all. I'm sure any child would love something handmade by their mother. Do you think so? Thanks. I know. I should make a stuffed animal and to give it to you as a gift, Miki. Oh, but you're in high school now, so maybe you don't want a stuffed animal. Nah, I want one made by you, Auntie. Is that okay? Of course. I'll be sure to make a cute one. Look forward to it. But if Mom found out, I bet she'd get really mad. It'll be alright. I'll be sure to talk with her. She's bound to allow me a gift to my lovely niece, I'm sure. Talking is my strong point. Thank you, Auntie. It's a short game, but there's a lot of stories behind us. That's right. This stuffed bear, it was from Auntie to me. I was looking forward to it, but not long after, Auntie's child died. And then Auntie. I'm sorry. When you were suffering most, I didn't help you. I was scared of Mother, and scared of you going mad. I let you die, Auntie. But I always loved you, Auntie. Because you were good at piano, I wanted to imitate you and asked Mum to let me learn. I even became a writer because you loved books and taught me about so many. I wanted to meet your child and your gift for me. I was going to treasure it. Don't cry. It must have been hard all alone. You must have hurt so much. You hate me, don't you? Are you mad that I let you die? With you, Auntie, I would go anywhere. I love you, Auntie. Miura. Miss Takamura. Mr. Miura? Oh, thank goodness you've come too. Sorry, I was so worried. You didn't answer the doorbell, so I came down here. The ambulance should be here soon. I'm so glad you came too. I shook you, but you wouldn't wake. Miss Takamura, are you crying? I remembered something very, very important. Because it was so sad, so painful. I forgot someone important, but I was able to remember. I was a weak child who couldn't do anything, so I couldn't help her, but I remembered I loved her all along. I'm very glad for that, so I'll be fine now. But I remember that even I can love others, and have someone who loved me. After that day, strange things stopped happening in the house. Acceptance over denial. A psychosomatic doctor at the hospital I was taken to checked me and told me they suspected I had schizophrenia. At this point, I don't know if it was real or a hallucination. But now, whichever one it was, I don't really mind. Ah. Okay, don't think I'm forgetting anything. Mr. Miura, did you need something? I heard you were leaving today, so I came to see you off. You're really going back to your mother's? The situation sounded complicated. Yes. I figured I should go to the hospital often, and there's a doctor near home who's helped to treat my depression. I'm sure the hard part is coming up. Just because I remembered how I felt about my auntie doesn't mean that my guilt is gone. In fact, maybe it's stronger. I need to clearly know my own feelings, and face up to the sad and painful things. That's why I'm going home and getting help. Actually, I plan to have my mother get counselling as well. Her hysteria is getting worse. Will that be alright? You said she was very harsh. I'm sure she'll yell at me if I tell her to go to the hospital, but as her daughter I want to help her. Me, Auntie, Mum, we're all weak people. Auntie and I hurt ourselves over it, and Mum gets aggressive to cover her own weakness. At this rate, maybe we'll be headed to the same outcome as Auntie. That's what I want to avoid most. So I think I'll persuade Mum and go to the hospital together. She's harsh and scary, but I care about her. I see. What is it? Ah, well, it feels lonely to be saying farewell so soon after getting close. Don't worry, once Mum and I are doing better, I'll come back here for sure. Really? Yes, it's the house my dear auntie left me. I'd love to live here if I could. So I see. I'm glad. I'll drive you to the station. Not many taxis come out here. Thanks a lot, that would be great. I'll be back soon, Auntie. And that's the true ending, folks, or the happy ending, as it were. I really liked this reimagined version of Paranoiac. There's a lot of different things into it which weren't there before, especially when it comes to the different chase scenes as well, like going from the house to the park, then from the park to the police station. There's a new twist in the bad end as well, where we saw Mr. Miura also starting to have those hallucinations, because it's the guilt of leaving someone to die where you felt you could have been there for them more to save them. Because it was Miki's auntie that had hallucinations of her stillborn child rushing towards her all the time as this horrific hallucination, and then it passed on from the auntie to the niece, which is Miki, and then she was chased by her auntie who died of the same kind of scenario of guilt, and then passing from there from Miki to Mr. Miura. I believe that's how it goes. Ooh, character novel. Character. Ah, this is new. Miki Takamura, age 25, job novelist. A gloomy woman with a lethargic air. College graduate, debuted as a literature author but flopped, and now writes serialized romantic stories. With hardly any romantic experience, fairly well known as an author, became depressed due to her work worries, pressure from mom, and guilt over aunt's suicide. Schizophrenia was only suspected. No official diagnosis. 2 years after the game, she returns to her aunt's house. Shinji Miyamura, age 24. Okay, so he is younger than Miki is. A bachelor from the apartment across the street, meddlesome and positive and a little overbearing, unable to do drafting due to an inflamed tendon. He's temporarily out of paid leave. It seems no impediment to everyday life. He's captivated by Miki's strange aura. 2 years after the game, he joyfully reunites with Miki upon return from her mother's house. Miki Takamura. After losing her parents during school, she gave up on college, found a job, and looked after her little sister. Was always a nervous and diligent sort, but the pressure of supporting her sister gradually turned her hysteric, worsening after Miki's birth and her divorce. Following the game, she started seeing a psychiatric thanks to Miki's patient persuasion, and it seems their relation has improved somewhat. Eureka Saiki, 41 after death, married at 33, got pregnant at 36, but it was stillborn, and her guilt led to mental illness. It worsened after divorce. She started to wander and make odd sounds, and eventually hung herself in her home. Was a kind and gentle sort who dearly adored her big sister, who raised her like a parent. Also liked Miki and was close with her, playing piano for her and suggesting her books. And the novel. Ah, this is from the developer itself. A Paranoiac novel written by the author is available for free on her site and Pixiv. There are also plans for a limited time print version via Booth. Take a look if you're interested. Japanese only. Ah, that's what you meant by that. Okay, folks. This wraps up my Let's Play of the remake of Paranoiac. Hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have playing it. I quite liked this experience. It is a much better version of the original because, as the developer says, as the translator says, sorry, that the obtuse mechanics that were within the original Paranoiac are not as apparent, and it is within this game, because I remember there would be far more rooms within the original Paranoiac, I believe, and there's less places to go in terms of unlocking keys and stuff. Maybe it was the same, but it felt kind of less. There was less there, although there was one thing that bugged me a little bit with this version in comparison to the original is that it felt very slow paced when it comes to moving around. Like in the original, I was sure that if you pressed shift down you was able to run, but in this version you can't. But then again, maybe the game's getting to me and I'm going to have my own sense of... I'm joking, that won't happen. Unless of course you don't see me upload for any time. No, this is no laughing matter, but thank you so much to everyone. Thank you so much to the developer Yuri for remaking this game. I had a lot of fun replaying it. And as always folks, see you all in the next video. Have a good day and take care of yourselves.